Hello and welcome to the third video for our Messenger project. Today what we're going to do is add a user input field and some buttons so that the user can chat. So let's go to the client class, and here we'll add three new objects. Two are going to be JButtons. We have send and log out, and a text field, call that TF. We'll initialize those here, TF equals new text field, make that size 50. And send equals new JButton. And the same thing for log out. And we need to add those to the panel. So first will be the text field. And then the buttons. Then we need to add some action listeners to the buttons so that they can actually function. So that's send.actionListener, new action listener. So import and create the action perform method. So here we're going to write to the output stream. So dout.write UTF. Going to use the login name, plus the message type is going to be data. And then we are going to take the text from the text field. So tf.getText dot to string, since we need that to be a string. And we need to surround this with a try and catch. And we need the same thing for the logout button, so we'll copy this. So log out, paste this. And this time the message type is going to be logout. Since we're logging out, we don't need to get the text from the text field. Now let's go add some logic to the chat server, because right now, anytime we send a message, it's going to say the user has logged in. So here we'll add the logic. And this is going to be based off the message type. So if message type is equal to login, we'll do this. And we'll do some else ifs. So else if, we'll just copy this. And we're going to do this for a log out. And one last else. And we'll handle our last else here first. So this one is just going to be standard data, just a standard message. So we're going to put login name of a colon, and we're going to output the message. And so here we'll create a message string. So string message. We'll set this to an empty string, and we'll add a while loop. So while the tokenizer has more tokens, message is equal to message plus a space plus st dot next token. So that'll be our message string. Then we need to take care of our logout condition. So we'll change this to logged out. And then we also need to remove that client. And so here we need to keep track of the client that logged out so that we can remove them from the vectors. So if login name is equal to login names dot element at I, and here we'll have an integer hello for logout is equal to I. We'll create the integer up here, and io is equal to -1. And so after the for loop, if hello is greater than or equal to 0, we need to remove that element. Login names dot remove element at hello. And the same thing for client sockets. So client sockets dot remove hello. Okay, and so before we run this, actually we need to make a few changes. So here in the message type, we'll use equals to see if it's equal to login. And the same thing for logout. And over here in the client, we need to add a space here for the message type. Go and launch that and launch a client. And so it says user 1 has logged in. Let's try to type a message. And there we go. And so let's pull up another client. Here we go, user 2 has logged in. And there you go. So you see the messages are going back and forth. One other thing that we can add is to remove the text. Okay, and before we do that, let's just test the logout button. So user 2 has logged out. And we can close these windows. So now let's add a line to clear the text field. So that is going to be in the send action listener. So it's just tf.setText, and we'll put that as an empty string. And another line we can add is in the logout button. And so here we'll just exit. So system.exit. And so this will close the window when we hit the logout button. So we can try this again. So we have user 2. Now we'll create another client, user 1. Let's type a message. And let's log out. And so now we have the clients talking to each other. So in our next videos, we'll create a login screen so that the user can pick their username right before they log in. And then we'll add some fine tuning to the server and to the client.